Hello everyone. So today we're going to be taking a look at this 2014 Volvo S80. And today's review is taking place at McGinley Motors, situated in Letterkenny, County Donegal. For all contact information regards this dealership, please see the description box below. So in today's review, we'll be taking a look at the interior of the car. I'll explain how all the features work. We'll also start up, look at the engine, go over the performance data, take a look around the exterior, and we're also going to take the car on a detailed test drive. So we're going to go ahead now and fire up the car first, and then we'll go around the exterior. Okay, so this starts up just like any other modern day Volvo. You just insert the key up here, apply the foot brake, and press the button again to fire up the car. So we'll put on the hazards, as well as the headlights, rear fog lamp, and all four windows are fully automatic. Okay, so this particular S80 is the SE model, and it's finished here in electric silver premium metallic. And also these may look like fog lights at the bottom, but actually when the headlights are powered off, those are your LED running daylights. So the S80 is the predecessor to the Volvo S90. So this was the flagship luxury saloon back in its day. And actually production of this car discontinued just last year. So it has the 17-inch Rex alloy wheels with ventilated steel disc brakes in the front and solid discs in the rear. It also has a four-wheel independent suspension with McPherson strut in the front and a multi-link setup in the rear. It also has LED indicators on the mirrors. You also got chrome trim going around the windows, and as you can see at the bottom of the doors as well. So on the face of it, the S80 and the S60 look pretty much the exact same, and there is very similar styling features between the two cars. They both look very similar inside and out, but of course the S80 is that little bit bigger, and they've altered some of the styling just to differentiate the cars that little bit more. This car also has the rear parking sensors with the twin exhausts, and this is of course the more high-powered D4 model. So coming along to the boot, pretty big in size, measures in at 480 litres, and you also got a lever here for releasing the back seats. And this car has also been fitted with the rubber floor mats as well. So pretty big in size. Okay, so coming into the back, there is a lot of room back here. Legroom is excellent. Even with the seat in my driving position, I have tons of legroom, and the headroom is very good as well. So this is certainly a very big, spacious family saloon. Now the transmission tunnel bulges up a little bit in the center, but in saying that, I suppose somebody could fit in the center seat in a squeeze if they needed to. And also down here, you do have a 12-volt power outlet, and you have map pockets in the back of each front seat. And there's also, of course, rear ventilation back here. And it even has this center-mounted armrest, which has two cup holders as well as a little bit of storage as well. So overall, the back seat in this car is excellent, tons of room, and very, very comfortable leather as well. Okay, so this car has 44,257 miles on the clock so far, and you can go through that little trick computer there in the center by using the controls located here on the indicator stock. So you got this one for twisting, you got your return button, and then you also got your OK button for making a selection. And it has got the basic gauges as well, but they look quite nice. Very nice layout with your fuel gauge all the way off to the left, and also your park, reverse, neutral, and drive for the automatic off to the right. And this car has the 3-spoke leather-wrapped multifunction steering wheel with the hydraulic rack and pinion power assist, so very nice smooth feedback. It's also got nice 10-2 notches located up here. You also have the cruise control on the left with the media controls located off to the right, and you've also got your rain sensing windshield wipers. So coming into the center, well, as I said, this car is very much like a Volvo S60. Now of course there's one or two little design differences inside, but for the most part they are very similar. So you got your main screen located here, and for those of you not familiar with your Volvos, you got all these controls located down here. So to go through them briefly before I go back to the screen, you got your volume control located here. Very good sound quality. And then off to the right here, you got this style with your OK and return button for navigating through the screen there. And then in the center here, you have your preset stations. You also got your climate controls with your different zone selection here in this this outline of a person. And then you got your fan speed controls as well as automatic modes. And then you got a few other controls there for the air conditioning and the defrost located on the outside. Down here is your start-stop system, and you also got your parking sensors located there. And then you got other things here for the radio, media, the eject button for the CD player, as well as your Bluetooth phone, My Car, and this car also has internet access as well. So this here is the main screen, and it's very easy to navigate through it. You just twist the little dial, you can go through any of these menus here. So if we just click on navigation, for example, got a very good sized map, and if you scroll the wheel you can just zoom in and out of the map as much as you want, and as you can see it also highlights the fuel stations as well. If I click radio on the little center stack here, very nice display for everything. So on the top left you got your time, and on the top right it actually gives you your speed limit there in miles per hour. And then on the bottom there you have your climate controls, and also this car has 3-stage heated front seats for the driver and passenger sides. And if I just scroll the wheel here, you can go through your radio stations and you can set up the frequency. So it's a very nice system, very simple and easy to use. You'll get used to it in no time at all if you're not familiar with Volvos, but if you are familiar with Volvos, you should jump in this car and be instantly familiar with everything, because it is a very simple and easy display. You also got this aluminium trim going along the center stack, and also in traditional Volvo style. If I just move the camera down here, we got this little bit of storage located just behind the center stack. I'll fit my GoPro remote in there handy enough. So coming into the center console, you have the 8-speed Geartronic transmission, and when in drive you can knock it over to the left there to change gears manually. We'll just put it back into park. And you also got this little bit of storage down here, so you got a 12-volt power outlet, a little bit of storage, and you also have these 2 cup holders as well. And then up here you got the leather center-mounted armrest, which again it opens up. Nice deep storage area. It's also divided there with a little piece, and this bit actually sits up that little bit higher. And it also has auxiliary and USB. And this car also has the auto dimming interior mirror. So the interior of this car is very nice, very traditional Volvo seats, extremely comfortable, and of course you got your aluminium trim finished across the dashboard as well. And located down here in the driver's side footwell we have the bonnet release. The engine is a 2-litre diesel. This particular one being the D4 puts out 178 brake horsepower. It has a top speed of 140 miles per hour. It also puts out 295 foot-pounds of torque, and it's estimated this car can do about 62 miles to the gallon. So just coming out onto the dual carriageway, and we'll see what the power is like first off. Okay, so foot down. Yeah, okay, it's got some very good strong pull from it. And there we are, 100 kilometers an hour in no time at all. So as I said, the 2-litre diesel engine in this car puts out 178 horsepower, and I'm actually just going to put the sensors for the wipers onto automatic mode because it is starting to rain. So I've driven this S80 actually quite a few times. I was driving around in it last week and I drove it yesterday as well, and I have to say this is a very, very nice car to drive. Much like the S90, it's a big, luxurious, smooth, luxury cruising machine. I mean, it's just such a lovely, lovely car inside and out. It looks very nice. It's got a nice interior, everything's nicely laid out, everything's easy to use. And then out here in the open road, you know, you just sit back here and you cruise. And the automatic transmission in this car is really, really nice. There's a good few engines you can choose from. This one being 2-litre diesel. I believe there's also a 2.4 diesel. The one I've never actually driven, but I don't really have high hopes for, is the 1.6 diesel, which puts out 107 horsepower. Now personally, I would never drive this thing with a 1.6 diesel, because this is a big luxury car, so it needs minimum 2 litres, to be completely honest. I would say the 1.6 diesel would feel very weak in this car. It would be much better suited to a smaller hatchback, but I would never want to drive a car like this with such a small engine, and it just wouldn't really have the power. So this 2-litre diesel is definitely the one to go for. So at the moment, I must say I'm really enjoying it. It's a very soft, comfy car, as I was saying, and it's very quiet as well. That's the other thing. You can barely hear the diesel engine up front. I mean, in most diesel cars, you can hear the noise, you know, it usually rattles away up there, but in this car, can't hear a thing. It's so quiet, it's so nice to drive. Alright, so let's just see about this acceleration once more. So we're pulling from second gear after that roundabout. Okay, 55 kilometers an hour, foot down, and 100. So yeah, this car has a lot of power and a lot of low-end torque, and the automatic gearbox in this, as I said, it's the 8-speed Geartronic. It's excellent. The gear changes are very smooth and responsive, very crisp. So this is certainly a very nice car to drive. I would absolutely love to do a long-distance journey in this thing, just to see how it feels when you've done about 3 hours of driving, especially on Irish roads where there's a mixture of motorways, back roads, little villages, and so on. And I really like the fact that the speedo is displayed up here in this screen on the top right. But as I said, if you have the sat-nav on, you can't see that. And also you have your analog speedometer located down here, and then the little digital screen in the middle is reading my speed out in kilometers per hour, but you can also change that to read it out in miles per hour. Now, because this is a UK car, there's probably going to be slightly different variants in the spec compared to an Irish Volvo S80, so there's usually little differences but nothing major. But at the moment, I love driving this thing. I mean, as I've been driving this a few times already, so I'm very, very familiar with the car, and it's such an easy, relaxing cruiser. And because this car is now out of production, you know, you'll probably get one for a fairly good price on the used car market. I mean, this car is a 2014 model. It's got just under 45,000 miles. And honestly, it's tight as a drum. It feels brand new. Everything is held together really well. The build quality in this car is excellent. Not a single rattle coming out of it. And it's got so many nice features as well. This car has the heated windscreen, and it has the 3-stage heated front seats, dual climate control, the optional satellite navigation, which is a very nice system to use. The display up on that screen is very good as well. Alright, so just pulling onto these back roads. One thing I will say about rain sensing wipers, they're a very good idea, but I notice sometimes, I've just noticed that with this car, they're not always that responsive. Sometimes if it's raining lightly and then the water accumulates a lot in the windscreen, the wipers will be very slow to react to that. So what I've done is just put the wipers onto normal mode, and I've taken them out of the rain sensing mode. But anyway, we're coming up to this tight left-hander here, so let's see what it handles like. Okay, so not too bad. Very little in the way of body roll, actually. Yeah, it feels quite smooth going around here. Alright, so not too bad at all. Handles itself quite well. I'm going over these bumpy bits as well. The suspension is excellent. It absorbs the bumps very well. But of course, this car is set up to be as comfortable and as easy to drive as possible. So going over these bumpy patches, I find that the car handles itself very well. And we'll just go around this tight left-hander. Yep, handled that just fine too. Okay, so we're just heading back to McGinley Motors now. So the Volvo S80, I must say, it's a very, very good car. When it comes to making luxurious family cars, Volvo certainly know what they're doing. The inside of this car is lovely. Everything is well made. It's very well equipped, especially this particular model with the optional sat-nav and heated seats and windscreen. And outside, I think it's a very nice looking car. As I said, it's like a slightly bigger version of the S60. But really, it's an excellent car, and as I was saying, it's excellent to drive out in the open roads. It's lovely to drive out in the side roads, and especially with this 2-litre D4 engine that I have in this car, it's got very good power and it's going to return very good fuel economy. So overall, it's a very good car. If you're looking to get one on the second-hand market, by all means, you should certainly go and check it out anyway. So guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.